You want fit knees. They should not hurt. Not inside, not outside, not in front, not in the back, not in the knee joint. You do not want to have arthritis, or if you have it, it should not get worse. Maybe there's a chance for them to regenerate. And your menisci should hold up. If you do this routine regularly, you may be surprised at the positive things that happen. I am Roland Liebscher Bracht, and I have put together the best exercises for you to achieve this goal. We start by getting down onto the crawling position. Please go to the floor, preferably on a mat, so that the knees can bear it well. Get down, and now first test how far you can lower the top of your foot. Go as far as you can and enjoy the stretching there too. That also benefits you, even though it goes beyond the knee. And then you slowly go back, feel in, perceive how the stretching increases in the knee or thigh, and go as far back, down as possible. It may be that you come up to here, then you practice here. Or until here, then you practice there. Or you land, then you practice there. So go into this position as far as possible. And now we will first go further in and also feel in, right knee, left knee. Where does it pull more? Where does it pull less? Does it pull in the same spot? Because what is being triggered now, while we stretch, goes in more and more. That shows where muscles are too short and where you are close to pain. Maybe even beyond the pain you already have. So it is a proper test. How are your knees? I always say, whoever cannot sit relaxed in that position for 2 minutes already has a big problem. Hat means this knee joint is already quite close to the pain threshold and it should go down. You go as far in as you can still bear the pain where you feel it, and then you increase because it tends to diminish. The tissue gives way, and as it gives way, you go in further. When you are already on your heels, you may be relaxed, and then you always put a little more weight on your heels. If you are still in the corner further up, then you always go a little further down. Breathe deeply and evenly. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, and take advantage of the relaxation effect while exhaling by going a little deeper. And always feel inside, go a little bit further. Oh, was that too much? If you feel like you need to get out, then it was too much. Then you have to go back a little so that you can tolerate it well. It should never be that you have to leave an exercise because you can't bear it anymore. Then you are above the area that is just still tolerable, and that must not be. Continue to breathe nicely, and now tighten your foot against the ground. And then you may notice tension in the front area of the ankle, shin, and the area of the thighs. And then you relax again and sink a little deeper into the stretch. And then you slowly come out, always moving out slowly after this intense stretching. And now stand up and look for a chair, because it would be good to hold on it so as not to fall. We'll take that now, and then you take your knee hero or a few books. And I'll first show on the books. If you know how to use it, adjust to the right height, the small and the large wedge. So now let's also make sure that we raise the books a bit, then lower them a bit, so that when you place the forefoot, you already have the feeling that a lot is happening. When you are directly above it, you don't have to lean too far forward. And now you notice when you go forward, it pulls in the calf, and now you go down with a straight back, and for that the chair is good, or also a table or the windowsill, doesn't matter. but that you can adjust it well. The right knee is fully extended, and now you keep going further forward, and then you notice it not only pulls in the upper calf, it also pulls more in the back of the knee, and that's where the bottleneck is, which kills our knees. Yes, and that's why it has to be stretched. Then the knee is much freer and feels comfortable. And the menisci will no longer be so stressed, the arthritis will no longer progress. And then you keep moving forward, even if it's just millimeters. Breathe in, yes, and make sure that your right knee remains fully extended. If you don't know whether it is stretched or not, then you go back a little, stretch again, and then go forward again. This is the most unpopular exercise there is because it is uncomfortable, yes, but hold it at an intensity that you can endure it well and enjoy the feeling afterwards. Yes, look forward to the feeling afterwards. And when you practice on the knee hero, it's the same training, just a little more comfortable, a little more efficient, yes. And then you slowly go out again, and now we repeat that with the left side. Step onto it with your foot, toes, and metatarsophalangeal joints. Straighten your knee. First bring your pelvis forward, and now you'll notice, oh, now it really starts to pull in your calf. And we love this because the calf is one of the knee destroyers and the thigh muscle is the other, but only if it is trained too short, otherwise we need the muscles to move. Keep moving forward and then slowly but surely keep going further down. And then you realize that the back of the knee also pulls. Now you go further down and make sure that you are fully stretched. If you notice that the books on your foot are too hard, then maybe put a pot holder underneath to soften it a bit. Or take our knee hero, by the way, you can get information about it there. Keep moving forward and enjoy the stretch more and more. Go back again. Am I stretched? No, was not stretched, so stretch now. And then go down with your torso and keep your back arched. Normally, we don't want to be in a hollow back position, but in this exercise, you should maintain a hollow back position. And then you do not lower the upper body, but the navel. Lower your navel, and then you will notice that it significantly increases the stretch in your back. And this time that we invest here, always these 2 to 2.5 minutes, is so valuable for your knee health, for your flexibility, for your stretching in this area. And then you slowly go back out. Now we have stretched the back. Feel in for a moment. Do you notice how it has already become looser? And now we move on to the stomach with the loop or the belt, or you can also use a towel. You can also reach back and wrap your foot with the towel, pulling the foot towards the buttocks. I'll show it with the loop. You step in with your right foot. When you practice with the belt, you just hook yourself in like this. Then we grab like this. Now we'll do the following. Now slowly turn around and make sure that you have the groin fully on the ground. The hip stiff groin must be fully on the ground. Only then do you start pulling the foot towards the heel by crawling forward with your fingers using your right hand. And then you realize that is also an incredibly intense stretch. And this is the best exercise. This exercise is, after 30 years of experience, actually 35 years, the best exercise for this stretch that we want to trigger here. This is only increased by the fact that if you notice too little here, which rarely happens, you still elevate the knee. But now you can wonderfully move millimeter by millimeter more and more into this area, which affects your knee, but also your hip and even your lower back, totally freeing you and increasing your well-being in the whole area. You must never forget the high tensions of the muscles and fascia that press on our nerves and our vessels, thereby reducing good stimulus transmissions in the nerve. It can be disturbed, restricted, and the flow of blood and lymph is simply obstructed. There's not as much flow as the garden hose that's somehow pinched. And then you try to straighten your leg. Your foot now pulls against the loops, but you hold on firmly, let go again, and go a little further into the stretch. Always increase and slowly come out again. Now we do the same on the other side. As I said, take the belt or the towel if you don't have the loop yet. Get it? It makes it much more efficient and easier. And again, first go down with the groin and then start pulling more and more at the foot. And then you immediately notice this really intense stretching sensation at the front of the thigh. Elderly people sometimes have the problem of stability, strength, and weakness in the legs. You can also do this exercise. You will be surprised at the positive things that happen there. In most people, we have known these effects for so many years. Keep moving forward. Pull with the foot further and further. And make sure that the left groin does not leave the ground. There should be no hip flexion at all, because then a muscle from the quadriceps falls out of the stretch. And that is so important. Because if the muscle is trained too short, it becomes a real poison sting in the system. We should not let this be. The muscles are like dogs. Those of you who are dog owners know that. No dog does anything wrong, but only the owner does it wrong so that the dog misbehaves. Wow. But I have had dogs for many years and I know exactly how it works. And the muscles are the same. You have to train the muscles accordingly so that they behave well. And then there will be no problems. And now you press with your leg as if you wanted to stretch it. Press with the foot against the loop, against the towel, against the belt, no matter what you take. And relax again, and now you notice, now you can pull a little further. And then you slowly come out here again. Great participation so far. And now we are going to do the following. We are going to go back into the knee hero pose. Why? To see how it's going now? Compare, go back, feel inside. It must still be tolerable. And if you were already so far that you were sitting on your heels, now you go further back with your pelvis by pulling back your belly button. And that will further increase the stretching. If you are not yet sitting on your heels, then move closer to your heels. And then make a real effort again, give a real effort. Press with both feet and then with the entire shin. Try to practice controlling these differently. First the dorsum of the foot presses, then the shin presses. Do you notice the difference? Instep shin, and increase this force, increase it a little more and a little more. And let go again. Go very carefully if you are already so far a little further back. Move the navel backwards. Take the navel backwards. And then again, you press again and press even more with your feet in there. A little more, a little more. And now we are going to do trick 17, I think that's what it's called. I mean, a very special trick. Pull the heels towards the buttocks. Pull your heels towards your buttocks. You can do that. Pull the heels towards the buttocks and then you will notice, oh, it gives way. Because when we pull the heels towards the buttocks, the muscles on the other side of the joint give in. And stop again and go a little further. And breathe nicely, pull your stomach back. And rest assured, if you do this routine regularly, you will get different knees. I know it from thousands of cases, also from myself. In the past, when I had injuries from sports or so, the exercises just worked. You will notice it, you have to try it. You can do it once a day, you can also do it twice a day. If you want to really step on the gas, now even in the summer, you should use your knees better, then twice a day is best. And then you slowly go back out. Now stand up, feel inside. Move a little, notice how free everything is. And it is precisely this freedom that we want in the knees. And we want to address that again, right? We definitely want this feeling in the entire body. And that's why I would like to invite you. Subscribe to our channel. We have many videos on other topics as well. Feel free to stop by. I think you never want to go out again. Click here, then you'll get it. And otherwise, hopefully we'll see each other in the next video. Great that you participated. Goodbye.